Hello, everybody. This is UCY.TV. This is September 1st, 2014, and you're listening to Lady Pitbull Love, who was just talking for the last 5-10 minutes. Well, about 7 minutes now, with the mute on. Oh my goodness. Hey, look, I'm still wiping the sleep out of my eyes here. Oh my goodness. We didn't want to have dead air, so we don't I thought there was a rebrod running this morning, but that's okay. Here I am. Rolled out of bed and on the radio. Oh my goodness. Well, here we are. Let's see. What was I saying? Oh my god. I said that there is about 11 more days until September 11th. And, Shally covered this on his show yesterday, which was brilliant. I wanted to talk about this, even though I don't have anybody else to talk to. That's fine, no problem. I can't really take any calls because I will cut the network off, and I don't want to do that. So it's just me, my droning, boring ass voice for you good, fine people this morning. I was saying, as I was so eloquently on mute, talking for a good 7 minutes. Very embarrassing indeed. I was saying that, yes, September 11. Oh, hi, Maddie, and hi, Anon. I just want to say hey to everybody in the chat room. There's a whole 5 people in there. Yay! I love all you guys, though, man. Seriously. So, we had, a couple years ago, we had Benghazi happen on 9/11. Everybody's running around with their, like a chicken with their head cut off, talking about there's gonna be terror attacks coming down the pike for Europe and the U.S. Ooh, watch out, watch out. And, we've got Shally covered King Abdullah of the Saudi Kingdom, running around threatening us too. Blatantly threatening us. Hey Joe, what's up? Joe Friday's in the chat room too. Yeah, King Abdullah's threatening us. A blatant, unveiled threat, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't understand why, like, the FBI isn't running and going and arresting his ass. He's the one that freaking funded ISIS along with the West. I'm pretty sure that that's been proven beyond a shadow of reasonable doubt. King Abdullah. Give me a freaking break. That guy is... Hi, Hecty! Hecty's in there too now. Yay, Hecty! And, could be Hammy in there. I can't tell with all these freaking Anons anymore, you guys. Oh my goodness. So, let's go check out headlines here, I guess. Don't really know what to talk about. At least there ain't no dead freaking air. Oh, shit. Hold the phone. Got a fucking headline here, guys. Holy jeez. This is... Okay, now I want to just kind of slowly get into this. Oh my god. The headline here is not the same headline that's on the actual... It says Interpol arrests parents for disobeying doctors. Now, what the hell is Interpol doing that for? That is just a freaking... I think, and this is just my personal opinion, as I have to put that out there as a little disclaimer, I think Interpol has a lot more I don't want to say authority. I think Interpol is a lot more insidious than most know. And let me see if I can't, Oh, King Abdullah threatened Putin as well. Thanks, Hammy. Yeah, that son of a bitch is running around threatening the freaking world. I'm on the radio right now. That's alright. Nobody can hear you, really. I've got a new roommate now, guys, and she's a wonderful lady. And, I'm really happy. Yeah, King Abdullah, King Abby. Let's just call his dumbass King Abby. Holy crap. He's just a bastard. And he needs to be freaking arrested as far as I'm concerned. But watch, he'll send his little minions over to my house to, like, kill me or something. Fucker. I wouldn't put it past him. But he'll never hear UCY, so I'm not worried about it. Alright. It says, let me get back to Interpol. It says, parents of ill UK boy to remain in Spanish custody. A Spanish judge has ordered the detention for 72 hours of a British couple who took their critically ill 5-year-old son abroad against doctors' advice. So, Interpol comes and freaking arrests them? What the fuck are we talking about here? A spokesman for the National Court in Madrid, National Court, that's Interpol, said that the judge ruled Monday that the couple must be held while the court considers whether to grant Britain an extradition request. The judge could have opted to let the parents go free while the case is considered. Really? And of course he didn't do that. The spokesman, oh my god, the spokesman said Asha King's, that's what it says, Asha King's parents told the judge they don't want to return to the UK. Well, I don't blame them, especially if King Abdullah is running around freaking threatening to bomb the place. Holy shit. They were arrested on Sunday in southeastern Spain after a European arrest warrant was issued by Interpol at the request of British police. Holy shit, those bastards. Their son was receiving medical treatment for a brain tumor and is currently at the Magala Hospital. At a Magala Hospital. The spokesman said the legal process also involves requesting the advice of Spanish doctors and translating legal documents deemed pertinent in the case. Here's a breaking news update on this particular case. A check back soon for further information. AP's earlier story is below. Okay, that was the update. The grandmother of a British boy with a severe brain tumor has accused UK authorities of cruelty for seeking an arrest warrant and pursuing the family abroad after his parents removed him from a British hospital against medical advice. Oh yeah, they'll come freaking after you if you do that. Patricia, so freaking weird, this story. Patricia King told, the BBC on Monday that it was an absolute disgrace that her son and her daughter-in-law were accused of child neglect after they took a 5-year-old Asha from the Southampton General Hospital last week. The family says UK authorities have refused to give the child the kind of treatment he needed. Oh, yeah, the kind of treatment he needed. The family has criticized Britain's healthcare system, saying he needs an advanced treatment option called proton beam therapy that wasn't being made available to him. Hey, that's interesting. So, why in the hell can't the parents decide this might be best for my child and take him somewhere else? I mean, this is just ridiculous. King's parents were arrested on Sunday in southwestern Spain after a European arrest warrant was issued by Interpol At the request of British police, their son is receiving medical treatment for a brain tumor. I just read that. King says authorities are the ones who are cruel because they have taken poor little Ashia, who is dying from a brain tumor, and they won't let the parents, my son and daughter-in-law, they won't let them see him at all. Hey, man, that's bad. Prime Minister David Cameron's spokesman also weighed in on the matter Monday, of course, saying people all over the country have been moved by the family's plight. Well, what the hell? Then why don't you do something about it, you son of a bitch? Unbelievable. In Madrid, the extradition hearing for the parents was being held Monday. Judge Ismael Moreno was expected to interview the parents and rule on whether they should go free or be held in jail while the court decides to extradite them. A court spokesman said he spoke on condition of anonymity, really, because he wasn't allowed to be cited by name in the media. Ew. These bastards. Unbelievable. British police say parents Brett and Nagashme were suspected of neglect. Sure they were. King said in a video posted on the internet that his research suggests that his son would benefit from proton beam therapy, a targeted type of radiation treatment that increases the chance of killing cancer cells by spreading a higher dose of radiation directly to the tumor. Well, I guess, you know what, dude, I've got news for you. That's not going to help. That's just going to give him other types of freaking brain tumors. Not a good freaking solution, to tell you honestly. Boy, this just kills me. Unlike other types of cancer treatment, it doesn't indiscriminately kill surrounding healthy tissue, where there could be, and so there could be fewer long-term effects. In Britain, proton beam therapy is only currently available in the country to treat certain patients with cancer in their eyes. Other countries, including the U.S., Switzerland, and Japan, also use proton beam therapy to treat cancers of the spinal cord, brain, prostate, lung, and those that affect children. Okay. Britain's Department of Health in 2011. Britain's Department of Health announced in 2011 it will build 2 treatment centers to make proton beam therapy available in London and Manchester, which is where I'm at here in the U.S., from 2018. So the kid won't even probably make it 2 years. Or wait, 2018? That's 4 years. Until the facility's open, Britain will pay for patients eligible for the therapy to go to the U.S. and Switzerland for treatment. It is not immediately clear why healthcare officials did not make this option available to the child. Well, who knows? These bastards, you never frickin' know. But they're just running around. Interpol's now making arrest warrant decisions regarding healthcare now. So, believe me, those bastards have far more reaching authority than people give them credit for. I think they're pretty much like secret police and shit in Britain. So that's all I have to say about Interpol. Those bastards. Let's see. So I don't know where to go from here. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna scroll around, see what's going on. I wish I could just yak like Shally does, like Shally knows how to do. He knows how to, like, totally, and I don't know, I admire a person that can, just, kind of yak and not get all hung up like I'm doing right now. I haven't mastered that art yet, guys. So bear with me. I sound like a dumbass. Let's see. Oh, great. I can read some. Uh-oh. Yesterday in the chat room, I found, these pictures of Al Gore and, these little shorts like they used to wear in the 80s with the split down the sides. And it was so hilarious that I was dropping that in the chat room yesterday. Nobody really wanted to look at it, but shit, you can plainly see the dude was suffering from a I don't know, from a complex. So, I don't know. Here's a let's see. Let's see. We'll talk about frickin' stinking Al Gore for a minute here. I guess Gore's predictions. Gore was saying that by now the whole world would be ice free by now. Chump that guy is. Yeah, the Arctic would be ice free by now, but right now is they're coming out of winter down there and into summer, or I'm sorry, out of winter into spring, and the ice in the Arctic has more than. It's gotten just giant down there. I mean, the winter over that's out down there right now has been just crazy, crazy, crazy bad. And the ice is thicker now than it ever was here. So here we are. The myth of Arctic meltdown. Stunning satellite images show summer ice cap is thicker and covers 1.7 million square miles. More than 2 years ago, despite Al Gore's prediction, it would be ice-free by now. Yeah, that was in the summertime. In the Arctic summer, it was it was more ice being. So I can't imagine what it's been like now down there in the wintertime. It's got to be like twice as much, even more than it was in the summer, because the winter over is happening now, or they're just coming out of it. It says, 7 years after former Vice President Al Gore's warning, the Arctic ice cap has expanded for a second year in a row. And then it says, in an area twice the size of Alaska, America's biggest state, was open water for two years ago, and now is covered in ice. There we go. How does little Al Gore explain all this? These satellite images taken from the University of Illinois' cryosphere project show ice has become more concentrated. You know what? Let me, so you fine folks that are hanging out with me this morning in the chat room can check out these maps, because, it's pretty friggin' interesting. So let me bust this in here. Oh, hi, Captain Gringo. Love you, dude. And Anon, and everybody's in there. Right on. Let me give a big shout out here. I'm getting myself distracted. Sending some love in the chat room now. Hell yeah. There you go, guys. Let me continue on with this. The speech by former Vice President Al Gore was apocalyptic. The North Polar ice cap is falling off a cliff, he said. That's hilarious. It could be completely gone in the summer, as little as 7 years. 7 years from now. Those comments came in 2007, as Mr. Gore accepted the Nobel Peace Prize for campaigning on climate change. Oh my God, let's all laugh at Al Gore. Ha ha ha, you silly, silly bastard. You silly sod. But 7 years after his warning, this is the Daily Mail from the UK I'm reading out of. The Mail on Sunday can reveal that Far from vanishing, the Arctic ice cap has expanded for the second year in succession, with a surge, depending on how you measure it, of between 43 and 63% since 2012. That is like, 63% is freaking massive. That's just huge. Well, how does he explain that? So much for Al Gore's predictions. To put it another way, an area the size of Alaska, America's biggest state, was open water 2 years ago, but is again now covered by ice. The most widely used measurements of Arctic ice extent are the daily satellite readings issued by the U.S. National Snow and Ice Data Center, which is co-funded by NASA. How the hell is it co-funded by NASA? I thought Obama shut NASA down. I thought he shut down that whole damn project. So how the hell is it co-funded by NASA? These satellite images reveal that while the long-term trend still shows a decline, last Monday, August 25th, which was a week ago, 2014, the area of Arctic Ocean with at least 15% of ice cover was 5.62 million square kilometers. This was the highest level This was the highest level recorded on that date since 2006. See graph on the right. And represents an increase of 1.71 million square kilometers over the past 2 years. An impressive 43%. Yeah, Al Gore, stick it up your ass. Other figures from the Danish Meteorological Institute suggest that the growth has been ever more dramatic. Using a different measure, the area with at least 30% ice cover, these reveal a 63% rise from 2.7 million to 4.4 million square kilometers. Wow. Stick it up. You know what? I say? I say we give Al Gore back his little short shorts that he was wearing in this picture, which I should post in the chat room, by the way, actually. And put them on right dead smack center into the freaking Arctic Circle and see if he can walk out of there alive. There, dude. If it's all gonna be water and like beaches and sandy beaches, dude, then here you go. Here's your water and sandy beaches. See if you can't deal with this, you bastard. I think everybody in the chat room will agree with me. Satellite images published were taken from a further authoritative source, the University of Illinois' Cryosphere Project. They show, as well as becoming more extensive, the ice has grown more concentrated, with the purple areas denoting regions where the ice pack is most dense, and increasingly markedly. Yeah, increasing markedly, yeah. I think the winter around here and around the U.S. last winter was pretty freaking bad, and I have a feeling, I haven't really consulted with the Farmer's Almanac, which is way more accurate than freaking Al Gore. I don't know what they're saying yet about this coming up winter, so I'll have to look that up, guys. But last winter they were dead on, spot on. So maybe it's the Farmer's Almanac that should frickin' do predictions and leave Al Gore to jogging in his little short shorts. Maybe not. Alright. Crucially, the ice is also thicker and therefore more resistant to future melting. That's right. Professor Andrew Shepard of Leeds University, an expert in climate satellite monitoring, said yesterday, "It is clear from the measurements we have collected that the Arctic sea ice has experienced a significant recovery in the thickness over the past year. It seems that an unusually cool summer in 2013 allowed for more ice to survive through to last winter. This means that the Arctic Sea ice pack is thicker and stronger than usual. And this should be taken into account when making predictions of its future extent. Do you think? Freaking Al Gore. Yet for years, many have been claiming that the Arctic is in an irrevocable death spiral. Really? With imminent ice-free summers bound to trigger further disasters. These include gigantic releases of methane into the atmosphere from frozen Arctic deposits. Well, we know that that's happening in other places of the world, you guys. We were just talking about that last week, in fact. Let's see. These include gigantic releases of methane into the atmosphere from frozen Arctic deposits and accelerated global warming caused by the fact that the heat from the sun will no longer be reflected back by the ice into space. Okay. So we have these facts laid out right in front of us, yet they continue fervently, I might add, to spray geoengineering, aluminum, barium all over the freaking planet to try and keep the freaking rays from hitting the ground and beaming them back out into space. So now we've got a larger ice pack down there in the Arctic Circle doing that plus the geoengineering. So, you know what? They're going to trigger global cooling with this crap. And they're not rolling the geoengineering back. We know this. You know what? They're taking out the entire world. They're also taking out themselves, because when you screw up the troposphere and the magnetosphere and the atmosphere, there's no real coming back from messing up the natural state of I mean, once you start screwing that, man, you're just no bunker's gonna save your asses, dude. I can guarantee that. You're gonna poison the world forever. Alright, let me continue with this. Judith Curry, professor of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences at Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta, said last night the Arctic sea ice spiral of death seems to have been reversed. Wow, do you think? Those who just a few years ago were warning of ice-free summers by 2014 included, here we go, guys, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, Skull and Boner, who made the same bogus prediction in 2009, while Mr. Gore has repeated it numerous times, notably in a speech to world leaders at the UN Climate Conference in Copenhagen in 2009, in an effort to persuade them to agree to a new emissions treaty. Yeah, right. And do you think these bastards ever freaking keep their treaties that they make, and they write, and they make? No. Ask Native American Indians about treaties. Ask them about it. Mr. Gore, whose office yesterday failed to respond to a request for comment, insisted then there was a 75% chance that the entire polar ice cap during some of the summer months could be completely ice-free within 5 to 7 years. Misleading as such forecasts are, some people continue to make them. Only last month, while giving evidence to a House of Lords Select Committee inquiry on the Arctic, Cambridge University's professor Peter Wadhams claimed that although the Arctic is not ice-free this year, it will be by September of 2015. Oh my God, these people are freaking wankers. Can't deal with them. Freaking wankers. It pisses me off. Oh, they're gonna just keep pushing the date back, and then they're gonna just roll through with their freaking agenda while they're pushing their date back. Oh, it won't be 2015. Oh, wait a minute. Let's make it 2018. Wait. That's wrong. Okay. As the polar ice cap increases, how about 2022? Maybe that's it. That's a nice sounding year. Yeah, we'll just keep our agenda rolling and push the date back to 2022. Yeah. That's it. Stupid fuckers. Alright, asked about this yesterday, he said, this is Peter Wadhams, at Cambridge. Shit, I could do a fucking better job at that son of a bitch. Maybe I should take his job. He asked about this, when asked about this yesterday, he said, I still think that it is very likely that by mid-September 2015, the ice area will be less than 1 million square kilometers, the official designation of ice-free. Really? So, okay, hold on a minute. Let me get this straight, guys. Let me finish this sentence, and then I'm going to pick that apart, because that is completely fucked up right there. The ice area will be less than 1 million square kilometers. Does that sound like ice-free to any of you? That's not ice-free. That's 1 million square kilometers of freaking ice. That's not considered ice-free. But it's their official designation of ice-free, implying only a fringe of flows around the coastlines. That is where the trend is taking us. My God, this guy thinks that we're all fucking stupid out here. Unbelievable. What the hell is this guy? I can't believe some of the shit that I hear from these freaking morons half the time. I mean, how in the hell did you get that college degree, dude? A 5-year-old could understand that. That 1 million square miles is not considered ice-free, okay? But they have this global warming official designation of ice-free being 1 million square kilometers of ice. Oh my God, it's laughable. I would laugh in this son of a bitch's face. If I was to meet him face to face, I would laugh. It says, for that prediction to come true, it would require by far the fastest loss of ice in history. It would also fly in the face of a report last year by the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, okay, which stated with medium confidence that ice levels would likely fall below 1 million square kilometers by, oh, here we go, guys, here we go, by 2050. So... Oh my God, they freaking pushed it so far back that none of us are going to be freaking around in 2050. Well, some of us might, but I mean, really? So they gave themselves a hell of a cushion, didn't they? Oh my God, this is just laughable. I'm trying really hard to keep it under wraps here. Politicians such as Al Gore have often insisted that climate science is settled. Really, it's all settled, huh? And have accused those who question their forecasts of being climate change deniers. Sorry. Dude, I mean, I think since the inception of this planet... Big Bang or whatever the hell theory you guys want to come up with, or whatever, or divine intervention, 7 days, or 8 days, or whatever, okay, whatever your belief is, I can guarantee you, and I'd be willing to stake my life on this, I can guarantee you that there was climate change even back then. So, climate change deniers, really? These assholes are just, I don't know, man. I think it's called narcissism. I'm telling you right now, and it's a disease. And They need to have brain implants so that these climate change people can finally get a grip on reality. Back to the article. Okay. For that, let's see. My God. I forgot where I'm at. I don't even want to read any more of this thing. Let's see. There's a lot more to it. I'll just read the rest because I need to kill some freaking time here. So you guys get to hear my droning voice reading the rest of this article. Thanks. However, while few scientists doubt that carbon dioxide emissions cause global warming, really? This has caused Arctic ice to, and that is, wait a minute, and that this has caused the Arctic ice to decline. There remains much uncertainty about the speed of melting and how much it is due to human activity. But outside the scientific community, the more pessimistic views have attracted the most attention. Oh, of course. For example, Professor Wadham's forecasts have been cited widely by newspapers and the BBC, but many reject them. Oh, really? Shh. The BBC was like touting that shit. They still tout that shit in some of their freaking programming, so that's a bunch of lies. Fucking bastards. Yesterday, Dr. Ed Hawkins, who leads an Arctic ice research team, really, I'm inclined to believe this guy. He leads an Arctic ice research team at Reading University, said, Peter Wadham's views are quite extreme compared to the views of many other climate scientists, and also compared to what the IPCC report says. Dr. Hawkins warned against reading too much into ice increase over the past 2 years on the grounds that 2012 was an extreme low triggered by freak weather. Really? I'm uncomfortable with the idea of people saying that the ice has bounced back, he said. Well, what the hell's your deal, man? You went there yourself. I don't understand why this guy's being paid to tout that. I guarantee that. However, Dr. Hawkins added that the decline seen in recent years was not caused only by global warming. It was, he said, intensified by natural variability. Really? I tend to agree with that. Shifts in factors such as the temperature of the oceans, he said, this has happened before, such as in the 1920s and 1930s, that when there was likely some sea ice retreat. Yeah. Dr. Hawkins said, there is undoubtedly some natural variability on top of the long-term downward trend caused by the overall warming. This variability has probably contributed somewhat to the post-2000 steep declining trend, although the human-caused component still dominates. You can tell this guy's getting freaking paid. Like many scientists, he's being a pussyfoot about it is what he's doing. Dr. Hawkins said that these natural processes may be cyclical. Hello? Yes, I believe that I agree with that statement. It's all cyclical. Everything in terms of our weather and climate change is completely cyclical. And and these people know that, these professors all know this. It says, and when they go into reverse, they will cool, not warm. The Arctic, in which case, he said, a decade with no declining trend in ice cover would be entirely plausible. Hello? Peer-reviewed research suggests that at least until 2005, natural variability was responsible for half the ice decline. But exactly how big its influence is remains the question, as both Dr. Hawkins and Professor Curry agreed. Establishing this is critical to making predictions about the Arctic's future. Guess what, guys? I'm going to make a prediction about the Arctic's future right now. Right now, you ready? I wish I had like a Bill Hicks drum roll here. The Arctic's gonna stay cold. There's my prediction. Bingo! Hey, I think I'm gonna win the Cupid doll here in the end. I can guarantee you by 2015, the Arctic will still be cold. How's that for a fucking prediction? Alright. Professor Curie said, I suspect that the portion of the decline in the sea ice attributable to natural variability could be even larger than half. Oh, really, you think? I think that the natural variability component of the Arctic sea ice extent is in the process of bottoming out, with a reversal to start within the next decade. So now they got to push the damn date back, people. Just like I said, they'll always do that. And when it does, the reversal period could last over several decades. This led her to believe that the IPCC forecast, like Al Gore's, was too pessimistic. Yeah, he's a pessimist, that son of a bitch. Ice-free in 2015 is a possible scenario, but I don't think it's a likely scenario, she concluded. Yeah, well, it's not, because, you know what, it's going to be cold, and I'll predict that. Alright, oh god, the apparent here we go with this bullshit here, guys. The apparent recovery in the Arctic ice looks good, like good news for the polar bears. Oh, do you think? If there is more ice at the end of the summer, they can hunt seals more easily, and yet, when the ice has reached a low point in 2012, there was no scientific evidence to bear that bear numbers were declining. And with their estimate total of 20,000 to 25,000 throughout the thought to be higher in the 1970s when hunting was first banned. In many Arctic regions, scientists, they are in robust health and breeding successfully. You guys remember all that shit back then? They were saying, oh my god, the polar bears are becoming extinct. Bleh. God, I hated that. It was such a lie. Computer model predictions of decline caused by ice melt have also failed to come true. In 2004, researchers claimed Hudson Bay bear numbers would fall from 900 to fewer than 700 by 2011. In fact, they have risen to well over 1,000. However, the main international bear science body, the Polar Bear Specialist Group, admits that it has no reliable data from almost half the Arctic, so they cannot say whether the numbers are rising and falling. That's bullshit. Alright, I'm done with that fucking article. Oh my goodness. Could you... I'm sorry guys, I have to talk to my roommate. Could you hand me, like, my water in there? And, oh, thank you. Yeah, it's global warming, my throat's parched. Holy sheep shit. Reading about that. It's in the fridge, and it's one of the black containers there in the yeah, thank you. Yeah, Al Gore has parched my throat, you son of a bitch. What the hell's the matter with him? I can't stand that guy. Oh, right on. Oh, good for you. Alright, good luck. Right on. Oh, can I get the black one? It's on the it's the little black yeah, on the door. Thank you. If I tried to drink that while I'm on air, I'd drown. Sorry guys, it's a little pause. At least I'm still talking and not leaving dead air. Thank you. Good luck on your... Thank you so much. Right on. Right on, right on, right on. As the world freaking turns, man. Alright, I'm done with that. I'm gonna check in the chat room. Oh, there's Jules. Hi, Jules. Let's see. Hi guys in the chat room. Hi everybody. Love you all. Alright, let's see. Here's my droning ass voice. Let's Let's see. Oh! Here we go. Maybe I'll save this one for Zori, because the headline says California sets stage for first groundwater regulations. I'm going to click on that sucker. If there's no, like, ads and stuff that play in my ear, because that's so annoying. Oh my god. It's a short little article. I'll read it. Screw it. It says, California sets stage for first groundwater regulations. California lawmakers have sent Governor Jerry Brown legislation that would, for the first time, regulate groundwater use as the most populous U.S. state suffers from a record drought. So here we go, guys. Water regulations. And I can guarantee you this will only be of the first. Of course, it's still only in the proposal stage here. The proposals would require local governments to develop groundwater regulations and give the state the power to step in and enforce restrictions if necessary. 3 years of record low rain and snow have left more than 80% of California in extreme drought. With reservoirs at less than half capacity, and water supplies to the nation's most productive agriculture region rationed, well drilling has doubled and even tripled in some counties. That's interesting. A critical element of addressing the water challenges facing California involves ensuing a sustainable supply of groundwater. Whenever that word sustainable is used, that's a little red flag to me. Assemblyman, I don't know what the hell an assemblyman is. Assemblyman Roger Dickinson, a Sacramento Democrat, said in a statement yesterday, overdrafting our groundwater leads to, what does it say? It says hang on, I'm sorry guys. Sorry, I'm butchering this. Subsistence and contamination consequences that we can't afford. California agriculture faces the greatest water loss ever seen because of the drought, with surface water for farms reduced by roughly 1/3. That's a huge amount. According to a July study by the Center for Watershed Scientists at the University of California at Davis. University of California. Groundwater is being pumped to replace most of the surface water loss, the study said. Farmers have left fallow an estimated 500,000 acres because of the drought, and the dry spell is likely to boost prices of food nationwide, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Brown has called for a statewide voluntary, it's always voluntary first, people. Brown has called for a statewide voluntary reduction of water use by 20%, and residents now face fines as much as $500 a day for wasting water. And then you got all your little narcs, like me and Zori have talked about ad nauseum, all your little tattletales, all your little water police enforcement. The water police will come and get you, especially if they pass these regulations. So, pretty much sucks to be a Californian right now. It's raining here right now. Jeez. And they're spraying big time in, they've been spraying the geoengineering chemtrails here like huge. We were seeing, I was sitting out on my deck just yesterday, and clouds were rolling over, and there was rainbows everywhere. I mean, I was seeing like I would look up and I'm like pointing the rainbows out in the clouds, and they're freaking everywhere. It's just ridiculous. And it's like, it's a perfectly nice day. There was no rain in the area. It's the geoengineering. It's making us all sick. Hang on a minute. Alright, I had a sip of water here. Alright, done with that one. Alright, I'm gonna read about what I started reading about, or what I started talking about at the very beginning of the show, since we've had 5 people that in the chat when I started. Now there's a whole 7 people. Yay! Oh my god, that's so exciting. The Saudi king warns the West will be jihadists' next target. King Abdullah, King Abi of Saudi Arabia, has warned that the West will be the next target of jihadists sweeping through Syria and Iraq unless there is rapid action. If we ignore them, he says, I am sure they will reach Europe in a month and America within another month. Yeah, coming down through the frickin' border. They're already here, people. He said in remarks quoted on Saturday by Ashwaq al-Swat, whatever, Daily, and the Saudi-backed Al Arabia television station. Terrorism knows no border, and its danger could affect several countries outside the Middle East, said the king, who was speaking at a welcoming ceremony on Friday for new ambassadors, including a new envoy from Saudi ally the United States. Oh, really? The Islamic State, IS, meaning is. I was joking around about that in the chat room yesterday. The Islamic State jihadist group has prompted widespread concern as it advances in both Syria and Iraq, killing hundreds of people, including in gruesome beheadings and mass executions. The lack of action would be unacceptable in the face of the phenomena, King Abdullah said. Really, and King Abdullah had nothing to do with the Islamic State rolling into Iraq. He had nothing whatsoever to do with that. Yeah. Just like they had nothing to do with 9/11 either. You see how they, jihadists, carry out beheadings and make children show the severed heads in the street, he said, condemning the cruelty of such acts. Yeah, right. How many freaking heads is that son of a bitch severed? I can say he's probably severed a few in his life. I can guarantee that. It is no secret to you what they have done and what they have yet to do. I ask you to transmit this message to your leaders. Fight terrorism with force, reason, and, if necessary, speed. President Barack Obama has yet to decide whether the United States should launch raids against positions held by the Islamic State jihadist group in Syria to follow U.S. airstrikes on IS activities in Iraq. What they're doing is allowing them to run rampant and on giant killing sprees for as long as they possibly can, so to get as much death toll as they possibly can, because it's in the interest of the Saudis. For sure. I'm kind of speaking and not really reading right now, of course. This is my opinions that I interject as I see fit, because I'm reading the damn story. So how do you like that? Okay, back to the story. Back to the skull and bone portion of our story. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry called Friday for a global coalition to combat Islamic State fighters. Genocidal agenda. Really? And that's not your genocidal agenda, dude? Son of a bitch. Writing in the New York Times, Kerry said that the Defense Secretary of State Chuck Hagel will meet European counterparts on the sidelines of a NATO summit in Wales next week to enlist assistance. They will then travel to the Middle East to build support among countries that are most directly threatened. Aw, look, we're coming to the rescue. So much for your skull and bone or Hegelian dialectic, you bastard. Okay. With a united response led by the United States, it is, and the broadest possible coalition of nations, the cancer of ISIS. I thought it was ISIL, and now it's just is. Is. Remember that Bill Clinton statement? What is? It depends on what is means. It depends on what is. So now is means an Islamic terrorist group, so it is very much. I'm just sticking around, sorry. Carrie keeps going. I'm going to reread that because I interrupted myself. With a united response led by the United States as the broadest possible coalition of nations, the cancer of ISIS will not be allowed to spread to other countries, Carrie said in Friday's op-ed piece. Oh, John Kerry, we love you so much, and you're protecting us now. Oh, thank you. Arash al-Aswat said the king urged other countries to join the UN Counterterrorism Center, set up in 2011 to respond to new threats, to which Saudi Arabia has made a grant of $100 million. Oh, do you think this son of a bitch wants his enemies targeted and killed? Yes, he does. So, of course, he's going to call for other countries to go in there and take out his enemies. Yeah, of course he's going to do that. Of course he's going to pay assholes like this ISIS group, and he's going to fund them and give them weapons and send them in to take his enemies out. And that's what's going on. So it's a bunch of Hegelian crap, and it pisses me off. So it just makes me very angry. Can't even deal with it. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Where do I go from here? Jeez, oh Pete. Alright, I'm going to go all over the place, you guys, because I'm just kind of reading off this. Oh, let's see. Good Lord. Let's see. Whoa! Hang on a minute. I want to read this one. Holy sheep shit. I'm gonna just jump all over the place here. Oh, hang on a minute. Somebody is messaging me. I don't know who it is. It's Jules! Yay! Jules wants to come in. Yay! But this here is, a crazy... Here we go. Yay! Jules is coming in with me. It says, Border Patrol agent fires at an armed militia member. Holy sheep shit. I don't even... Jules, you there?
I am.
Hi! How are you? You've come to save me?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Did you
good.
need saving?
Yeah, because I'm just running on whatever here, you know what I mean?
Well, happy Monday.
Happy
Monday, everybody.
Happy Labor Day.
Yeah. What are we supposed to do on Labor Day? Barbecue? Is it like to celebrate the worker?
Yeah, you know, I was thinking, I swear to God, I was thinking about that last night. What is Labor Day, and what the hell do we celebrate it for? Is it just like Shali was saying yesterday, is an excuse to, like, drink beer and, like, cook hot dogs and eat hamburgers and stuff?
I think so. I think it's celebrating, like, being the slave class.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay! We're all slaves! Yay! Let's party it up! Yay!
Now, see, if we were in the public sector, it would be much happier because you'd have things like labor unions still. Mm-hmm. Plastic surgery is included as part of your health benefits program.
Yeah.
$80,000 a year pensions.
Yeah, that's all gone out the window now.
But, yeah, so with the price of beef, I don't know. You might be able to afford some hot dogs.
Yeah, man. It's like, I spent like, I was at, Kroger's the other day, and for this little tiny, it wasn't even a whole ounce of beef. It was like, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an ounce. They were for grass-fed beef. It was $17.
No.
Yeah, $17.
See, I heard in Florida too. It was like $13 or something, some crazy amount. Now I was complaining about $5 for less than a pound, for like 80%, no less.
Yeah, and this thing was not even as big as my hand. And it wasn't even
like not even enough to make tacos with.
Yeah,
I mean it would be like maybe a taco and a half of meat
at best.
That's why now you got to add like 10 times the beans and the rice.
In the rice, exactly. Oh boy! So here it goes.
It's pretty scary. You know, the last couple weeks I've been stocking my fridge. Normally I don't do the grocery shopping duties too often, not like the full ones anymore. That duty has been taken off my plate, which, you know, I don't mind, but I had some shock this week just at the prices. It was pretty unbelievable.
Isn't that nuts? Especially if you hadn't been in the grocery stores for a little while, you know? Right. You're just like,
well, not for a full trip, no.
Yeah, just like looking at it going, what the hell happened?
Yeah,
and they're blaming it on the drought and everything, you know what I mean? They're blaming it on the California.
Well, you knew it was going to happen. I mean, we've been talking about that when they slaughtered all the animals like last year, if you remember.
That's right.
It's the drought.
That's right. Absolutely. So we're it's only going to get worse from here.
Well, at least in the Northeast, I got to tell you, everything is half moldy here. I've seen mushrooms with mold on them.
Oh, I know.
Now, is that normal? I mean, and not just one. There was like half a forest floor of mushrooms that were there yesterday, and then the next day they're upside down and half already decomposed with mold on them.
Yes.
What is that? I've never seen that before.
I know. I've been living here for like 3 years, and I've never seen all the algae and crap floating up the river. And you
tons of algae, yeah. And we saw right in Lake Erie for Ohio, they weren't able to drink the water, and I kind of laughed because, you know, I grew up on the other side of Lake Erie, and it always tasted like algae by this time of year. But I guess that algae was so, I don't know if it was toxic or what. I mean, I never really looked into it, if it was like some sort of spores, but you couldn't even filter it. I saw that in some of the prepper posts, that whatever was in there from that algae, you couldn't filter it out. It was undrinkable. I believe they even said not to shower in it.
Yeah.
And, you know, they do get the toxic algae blooms, but what the hell's that?
Yeah, and if you're showering in the stuff, I mean, it still goes right through your skin. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, even the chlorine and all the other garbage, the fluoride coming in the hot pores.
Yes.
From the shower. I know. I don't have a whole house filter because they're too expensive, but I think I need to get one for the shower head.
Yeah, you can get them totally for the shower heads. They're like $45. You know?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Put them right on the shower heads. Right. But they're so I went, and I think we were talking about this the last time me and you were on. I went and I got some nose spray from the homeopathic place, and I put some of that 30 parts per million silver that I got.
The fungal thing that we had talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that work? Did it help?
It's working better, especially when I went on vacation, and I got away from all this mold here. It helped, and my head started clearing up really nice.
Well, you know what I found on Amazon the other day? It was $4 or $6 a set of silver dosing bottles. So there were 3 of them. And
Really?
I had 2 already. One was with the sprayer, like on that 30 part per million. You know how it comes with the little sprayer on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was one with a sprayer. There was one with the eyedropper in it, which if you buy the big bottles, which I have in the past, you'll get a bottle with the glass eyedropper in it.
Oh.
But then the third one was like if you've ever got nasal spray before with the injector that sprays up into the, with the long, like if you got a Nasacort or something like that to do the nasal spray, it's got the injector, the sprayer that goes up the nostril. And remember when I had that sinus infection, Silver would work for a day or so, and then it all would come back. And I think it was because I wasn't able to get it up high enough. Like there was still bacteria, and I was just using the regular squirter, like the throat sprayer.
Yeah.
And then I'd try and sniff it, but it wasn't getting up in there. So yeah, I think it was $4, $4.50. I got the little set, and they showed up on Saturday, I guess.
Right on. So that's what I went and got, the nasal sprayer.
Oh, good.
That's what I got at the homeopathic place, and I just added the silver in it. And it also had, I should get that because it's interesting. It's got some cool herbs in it. If this cord will reach over there, I don't know. But it's got.
I love being my own experiment. I hope you know that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do not try this at home.
I want to buy some of those.
Say that as my clause, but you know what? I experiment on myself. So
hell yeah. Will you send me a link to those little bottles because
yeah,
I want to get more of those. But I got like this blue cobalt glass sprayer, and it says herbal nasal spray, and it's actually got Himalayan salt in here, and that has
also, I'll tell you, that's what I found for deodorant. That it's called Crystal.
Oh yeah,
and it's a big hunk of Himalayan salt. Is all it is. But salt kills bacteria, and there's no crap in it. So you just, when you get out of the shower, you're usually wet. So that's all you need. You need the salt to be wet, or you just turn the sink on and you get it wet, and then you put it on.
Yeah,
it lasts forever too. Mm-hmm. Like in the days when I used to wear deodorant, my ignorant days, and that honestly, that was like before I got pregnant. Once I got pregnant, I stopped everything. That's when I really started to learn about chemicals and everything we were ingesting. But I used to have to wear that extra dry men's,
Oh, right.
And the Himalayan salt works great.
Cool. That's awesome. I mean, and the extra dry men's crap has all that aluminum in it, and
the scent, and
the scent.
All poison.
If the label says fragrance on it, it could contain up to 500 different freaking ingredients and chemicals.
You don't know. Honestly, you don't know what you're putting into your body. And under your arms is one of the most vulnerable spots just because that's where your lymph system is.
That's right.
So you definitely, if you can avoid putting toxic crap that you don't know what the end result is going to be there, I would highly recommend not doing that.
I would say that I haven't used aluminum-based deodorants in at least 8 years now, at least.
That's good. Yeah, that's about me too. About 8.
This stuff, this little nasal spray, this herbal nasal spray, says it's got purified water with aloe vera, citric acid, Himalayan salt, Burbus aquifolium, whatever that is, potassium sorbate, and I added some 30 part per million silver to it. So it's a nice little thing I found, but I definitely want to get those glass bottles you're talking about. I have a new roommate that moved in with me on Saturday.
Oh, and nice! Finally, huh?
Yeah, she is one of the most amazing ladies ever. She's kind of an elderly lady, but she's a midwife. She's delivered well over 1,000 babies.
Wow.
Actually, she's not a midwife. I take that back. She's not a midwife. She calls herself a birthologist.
Well, there you go.
Because she doesn't want to get all screwed up. You know what I mean? And you know how it is. So she's a birthologist. But she knows, like all of these herbal remedies, and she's got like a whole plethora of oils and stuff, and
you should start learning all about that. Ask her about oregano too. Did you
yes,
you did any of that?
She's talked about oregano. She's she knows all about the those homeopathic remedies, those the little pills that dissolve. She also brought into my house, dude, right on my window overlooking the river, I've got a freaking me gun bed in here. Do you know what that is?
That's that infrared massage bed that you were talking about?
Yes, it rocks so hard right now. I was on it last night, and I just felt so damn good. It's like, yay! And she's got this neat dehumidifier that you don't empty water out of it. It runs all the time, and it just, I guess, and since this little contraption has been on, the whole atmosphere in my house is completely changed. It's just amazing. It's so nice in here now, and it does.
Do you have any Himalayan salt lamps floating around?
Yes, she got.
Oh, you do? Well,
yeah,
there you go. That's the environment. They get rid of all the negative ions.
Yeah, mine.
Get one.
She got a giant.
I have a lot of
one.
negative ions, huh?
She has a giant one. I mean, I've never seen one so giant. She's got just this giant one. It's going over there now. I got to get a new cord for mine, and then we'll have two of them going on. I'm literally turning my house into a freaking spa here. It's awesome.
Can't be bad.
Hell
Can't be bad
no.
at all. I think I could use a spa environment right about now. Calgon, take me away.
Oh, come on up for a visit. Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Here, I have something that if you want to hear what my little newest bone in my craw is.
Okay.
Is just, with it being school season and everything, you start paying attention again. I have to say that if my sights turn toward schools and I start digging into things, I think there's going to be lots of ugliness that's uncovered.
Oh, I bet.
Well, just some of these as a taxpayer, first of all, like the tax bills, of course, come in right about now, just as school's starting, and you're trying to get school supplies and clothes and all the other crap together, right?
Yeah.
So, endless outpouring of cash. So, last year, I won't ever forget this. Last year, I had just paid the school tax bill, which here is pretty off the scale compared to other areas, and I really don't understand why, but that's one of the things I'm going to start digging into is seeing if I can get my hands on some public salary records and things of that nature. Because I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how we could all in this community pay our tax bills, and not a week later we get a letter from the teacher saying that we all need to buy 20 of the big-ass glue sticks for the room, for the class to share because they can't afford them. And, at the end of the year, I found out, too, that still to this day, at least schools up here, and we didn't, when I was growing up, I graduated in the 80s, they still don't have air conditioners for the kids.
Wow. Where's all this tax money going?
Well, exactly. And, then I have friends that are retired teachers, and I will tell you, not from this district, but still in New York State, between a husband and wife that have retired, they're making some big-ass dollars from the school district.
Hell
yeah. And, that was taxpayer money, but even better yet, there is a union. And the union fights for them. And like in the old days, my dad worked in the auto industry. They had some pretty good benefits, but should school teachers have plastic surgery benefits as part of their health care plan? Now, I don't know if that was removed, but as of a few years ago, I believe that was still in there.
See, they shouldn't have them.
Plastic surgery on my dollars so you can get a tummy tuck?
Exactly.
And I can't afford one?
And if you're sending notices out for parents to buy school supplies?
Buy you 20 damn glue sticks, and my kid comes home dying for the last month and the first month of school because it's 90 degrees and you don't have windows that open?
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's safety issues. They can't open the windows anymore.
Oh, well, they have a fan. Well, why don't you take $300 for each classroom and buy them one of those portable floor-standing air conditioning units? And, what? There's no money in the budget? Then, Mr. School Teacher, let's take it out of your $300 deductible for your plastic surgery disaster.
There you go.
I mean, I have a big problem with that.
I would, too. Big time.
How much does the superintendent make? Wait, how many schools does the superintendent run? Oh, there's 6 or something.
Sure.
All right, well, how about when, I did a job, I had 14 to 17 locations at one point or another. I didn't make that much money.
Right, exactly.
I had engineers and salespeople under me. I had all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So why is your income worth more in a public service job than mine in a commercial environment where there's profit to be made?
Yeah,
right?
These are valid.
This is a non-profit institution.
Supposed to be.
Supposed to be. I don't know. I'd like to see, some qualifications. What makes you more qualified to make that much money? Oh, wait, what makes a plow driver in New York State qualified to earn 6 figures?
Exactly.
Now, here's something that I heard listening to, I think it was National Public Radio this morning, early hours. Though I disagree with biometrics, and one of these days I'm sure we'll see an update as to who and where they have it now, but did you know that it is now in 4 countries in Africa?
And biometrics are?
Biometrics, yeah.
Oh.
All in the public service sector, though. I was like, wow, I could totally buy into that if they made public service biometrics, because there are 2 people that are getting paid for, or 1 person getting paid for 2 jobs, or 2 people getting paid for the same job, or employees that are long dead that, incomes are being routed to widows or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's a lot of that. There is a lot of that goes on in public service.
Yeah.
So the countries in Africa, I even took notes, so give me a pat on the back for that one. Kenya. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria. Isn't that where they're having the big Ebola outbreak right now?
I believe so.
Where all the people ran away.
Yes.
Ghana and Senegal. And all of the public employees are required now to sign up for this in order to get paid to combat public service corruption. Huh.
Really?
What a concept.
Holy crap. And it doesn't do a damn thing. Biometrics isn't going to do a damn thing to combat corruption. I guarantee you.
Well, wouldn't that be nice to turn that around and apply it here? You get a civil service job. You need to have biometrics. How would that feel?
Exactly.
And let the people holding the purse strings be the ones that get it implemented. So I don't know. I'm thinking I might start launching a can of whip ass around here, because I'll tell you what, the one thing that makes me get highly annoyed, well, there's a couple things, but one of the things that makes me get highly annoyed is shelling out cash.
Yeah, exactly.
That is like, I squeak, and there is no WD-40 that fixes that for me. So when I come home from it just sucked having to come home too, because I was just like getting a routine.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting this thing, being able to be on this like freaking straw internet, trying to suck oranges through. But, I was doing it like early hours of the morning. So from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. I actually had bandwidth I could use.
Oh, wow.
So that's when I was cutting all the shows, uploading, downloading. So I'd get up at like 2 in the morning.
Wow.
And then sometimes I never got back to bed because, the munchkin would get up and I'd start coffee, and then that was the end of that. So then I was in bed by 8. Or 8:30, which is all right because, I wasn't watching any TV, and it really was just the sun up, sun down. You kind of get into that cycle.
That's neat.
Like the farmer cycle.
Yeah, we've lost that in this society.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I come back, and there's this mountain. I mean a mountain of mail sitting in my spot on the dining room table. And I would have to say probably 20 of those were freaking bills. I was like, And each one I open, it gets worse. Of course, that's the first thing I do when I get home. And then the school tax bills start coming in. And I was like, I started to sound like my dad. Just the ranting.
Right.
But I'm almost thinking that might become my target this year.
The school tax?
Local schools, teachers, and I hate to say it, but, teaching is a hard job. I've done it at an adult level, and I'm sure children are just as hard, if not harder.
Yeah.
But
way harder.
Yeah, well.
You have to keep that attention span.
Trust me, I have one.
Yes.
It's my daily insanity. That's why I'm here.
I hope you were able to relax at least a little bit while you were on vacation.
Maybe small niblets worth.
Oh, that's good. It's better than nothing, anyway.
Yeah.
It's better than sitting at that desk where
at least the air was fresh.
Yes.
Fresher than here.
Nice. Very
and
nice.
Not in enclosed spaces with cat hair and molds.
Right.
So I breathed better.
Good.
But anyway, yeah, so we got biometrics in Africa. What do you think of that? That really kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, I mean, so what are we talking about? Fingerprinting or retinal eye
You know what?
scans?
They didn't say.
They didn't say.
But you know what? I bet you if I popped it into Google, biometrics in Africa.
I mean, really, if you are in, like, governmental positions now, like people say people that work at the Pentagon, I'm sure that they've got a fingerprint and eye scan to get into their certain levels of their, the Pentagon or whatever. I'm sure that biometrics exists, in high levels of wherever.
Right. You hope.
Yeah, well.
Obviously not at the CDC.
Obviously not. Exactly.
You'd think that they'd have to put their fingerprint on the door, and then before they even removed any tray of any vials, there would be some sort of latch on it that you'd have to put your fingerprint on a sensor right on the vial itself.
Exactly.
So that was real time with GPS tracking. Beep, 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 beep. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We got all this technology that you're spying on every second of my day. You probably know when I sit on the toilet.
Yeah.
Yet you can't track a vial of smallpox?
Hello? That's where the biometrics should be used.
Right, exactly.
You know
So
what I mean?
what is wrong with this picture?
Yeah, it's a big giant.
When I heard that story today, I was like, hey, you want to know something? For as much as I'm against this shit, I would actually be for it if it were turned the other direction.
If it were used in the right and humane...
Right, if it was for bagging and tagging dangerous stuff and people who could potentially be dangerous to our liberty.
Yeah.
And that whole dash cam streamed online per badge number, filtered by county, city, and state.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go live at any time. That's all taxpayer bandwidth. Those are all taxpayer dash cams.
That's right.
If you see something wrong, you hit the report button and it starts doing a live snapshot screen record.
That's
and
right.
then it emails it to a mailbox somewhere.
That's correct. See? It's
easy.
Yeah, it is. And it damn well could be applied. But do they? No.
I got so many solutions that could fix some of these major issues. But you know what? All we do is we fight amongst ourselves. The whole thing is disappointing to me.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Me too. Jeez. So, in Africa, so why, is it just like I don't even understand how it would. I mean, even if
solar powered,
the leader of an African country were to completely have biometrics everywhere he goes, that's still not going to stop him from pocketing money from whatever coffers he gets his grubby little hands on. You know what I mean? It's just biometrics isn't going to help corruption. I don't know why they keep saying that.
But it might help us reduce some of what needs to be paid in. I mean, you don't think that some of these guys are collecting multiple paychecks from places they shouldn't be?
Yeah, absolutely. But how is biometrics going to prevent or stop that? That's what I don't see anyway. Because they're always paid under the table anyway. You know what I mean? There's no way to track and trace where their corrupt money comes from.
In Africa, that's true.
And that's what I mean, in Africa, yeah. So,
I think, though, that we should be, correlating... wow, I wonder if they're public records. I bet you they're not. I bet trading records. Well, I guess some of them are, if it's on the stock exchange, but I don't know if they have to give up all the names of the shareholders. But wouldn't that be interesting if you could get your hands on shareholder data for all these military-industrial complex companies and then correlate in a real-time database that spits the data out online, who owns what, in Congress, let's say,
that would
or
bring the whole
in the Fed, in the federal government, any branch.
That
for all public employees, we should know that.
We should. It would bring the whole damn system down.
Yeah, we should know who they are profiting from. Because then, if there's a bill that comes up, hey, you know what? I know conflict of interest isn't legal. Right?
Exactly. Exactly. Just like,
will that ever happen? No.
No.
I bet you there's probably all kinds of new security rules, anti-hacking, because of all the Russian hackers that are running around everywhere now.
That's right.
Actually, they probably are after the sanctions.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
But, see, our sanctions created that, so.
That's right. Just like everything else we do, we always create the problem. And Obama actually admitted that last week.
Oh, did he? I couldn't really watch videos, so I've been sort of
literally
off the mark.
He literally said that we've gone into these Middle Eastern countries and made them angry at us, and now they're.
Wow.
He said that, and I'm like, dude, Ron Paul's been saying that forever.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, you want to do me a favor? Bring in my account because I did find a clip from NEC. Yeah. Which, hey, I had a friend who worked there.
This clip is going to be music to my ears because we haven't been able to play a clip in God knows how long. It's been like forever. And I'm missing clips. I've been missing it.
Hey, we set up some new playlists, too, on... Oh, here, let me answer. On PigMyNews.com.
Really?
A couple more. I added Putin and Ukraine crisis this morning.
Woo!
But, ISIS is up there, Ebola outbreak, drones and UAVs, robots, and then, of course, the one that I try to stay away from but seems to be popular, graphic content. That would be probably where most of the beheading videos are.
Oh, dang.
But yeah, then I added Ukraine crisis and Putin today, so I'm going to try to hit that Putin list later. I think there should be a Kim Jong-un and an Obama one, too, so those will probably be coming.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un would be fun. He has his own personal water park. That was the newest.
Does he really?
He's such a freak.
Oh my God, are you serious? I didn't know he had his own personal water park.
Well, hey, I haven't watched the video yet, so hold on, let's watch it.
Damn.
Yeah, I guess so. He's another Michael Jackson wannabe.
The moment we land in North Korea, it feels like we're walking into a time warp, a nation decades behind the developed world, trying to catch up and trying even harder to control the flow of information. From the route we take to the pictures we take, government minders are watching our every move. They control what we see and what we don't see. Our first stop, the birthplace of the nation's founder, a man they call their eternal president, Kim Il-sung.
Every North Korean who comes to Pyongyang will visit Mangyeongdae at least once. This is considered a sacred place, and coming here is a pilgrimage.
These students traveled 23 hours to drink from the Kim family's well. I want to come back again, says 12-year-old Ko Hang-myeon. He comes from a rural area in the far north, a far cry from the capital, the showpiece of the nation.
This is the most modern children's hospital in the entire country. It took about a year to build, opened up 6 months ago, and it's not just the medical equipment that's state-of-the-art. We're told kids actually pretend to be sick just so they can use the playground.
There are 300 beds in this hospital, in a city of more than 2.5 million people. It's one of several pet projects of the nation's young leader, Kim Jong-un, who inherited power from his father and grandfather before him. Another prized project, the massive Moonsu Water Park, finished in just 9 months.
We're told Kim Jong-un meticulously scrutinized every detail of this water park. He examined the plans personally, we're told, 113 times, and even had his high-ranking government officials test out those water slides to make sure they were safe.
As these people play, the United Nations worries others are suffering. The World Food Program says many North Koreans face regular food shortages. You wouldn't know it with all the money spent on projects like this. Here, no expense is spared to put a modern, happy face on Pyongyang. The rest of North Korea is kept hidden from our cameras and the eyes of the outside world. Will Ripley, CNN, Pyongyang, North Korea.
Wow, he inspected those plants.
Hold on. It needs to disconnect.
We still have the open microphone. There we go. Remember I told you that since I upgraded the Skype that they made us upgrade, that I now have that echo again, so there's an open speaker somewhere, or a open microphone on that computer.
Right. Yes.
So I haven't found that. I haven't looked for it, though, because I haven't been here. So.
Wow. Those bastards.
Anyway, did they just say that they had his military guys try it all out?
Yeah, he was making his military guys test the damn slides. That's hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard when I heard that. It's just like, what? Oh my god. Oh, he just wants to go slide with Dennis Rodman, dude.
Yeah, that's probably who he's getting it ready for, too.
Yeah.
Secret love interest.
Yeah, let's slide together. Jeez.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I think a Kim Jong-il playlist would be a good one.
It would be. It would be. Oh my god. What a freak, man. Everybody's like, there's people starving in his country.
I know.
He just doesn't give a rat's ass. He's just, talk about, like, the ultimate narcissist.
Narcissist, exactly. It's just what I was thinking.
Jeez.
Power hungry, love me.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care about nothing. He's just a spoiled, rotten brat, you know?
Yep.
That's all he is.
He's a created narcissist.
And he's a spoiled, rotten brat that has access to, like, giant warheads.
Nukes.
Damn.
Hey, maybe you saw this last week or the week before, maybe not, but I was just going to scroll up through my personal news list of things that I posted of interest over the last few weeks, and one was the 99 pack of beer in Austin. Did you see that one?
No, what's that?
A 99 pack of beer.
99? Are you kidding me?
I'm not. Hold on one second. Let me join the call again.
Oh my god. You'd need like 3 people to carry that fucker.
It looks huge. Hey, I wonder if I move my
microphone. Finally, a brewery in Austin, Texas. Quite a thirst-quenching proposition for you. Yes, that is a 99-pack of beer. Specifically, a 99-pack of Anytime Ale. The package is obviously huge and heavy, making it a little hard to carry. You may need 2 people, and transporting it home might be considered dangerous. That limited edition 99-pack will run you $99. That's $1 a beer. It goes on sale tomorrow, just in time for the Labor Day holiday weekend.
Bottoms up that one.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable. 2 people
I just dropped the link to that in chat. That took 2 guys, and they had to lift it like physically up and carry it over the top of one of the aisles.
Oh my god, no way. You know, we were talking about this on Friday, actually. Now with all the college guys, you know, entering campus again this year.
Yeah.
There was a couple of college frat boys. You could tell what they were frat boys with like a big metal trash can and like giant, like a cart full of ice. and this, I was in Myers when I experienced this last Friday and or Thursday, and then the clerk, the cashier, was telling me that there was another time they came through with their entire cart was filled with vodka, and then the other cart was filled with beer.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say iced tea.
No, he's like, yep, the frat parties are starting. So yeah, man, the 99 bottle beer. Shit, case of beer. That
in Austin, there's a huge college there too, and it's a pretty hip town from what I heard. So I betcha I bet you it'll sell well.
Absolutely. They're probably flying off the shelves, I'm sure. It's the start of the college season. I mean, college kids, they don't really get PhDs. They get their PhDs in partying. You know what I mean? They're not learning anything over there. They're just drinking themselves into a stupor.
I don't know. Your first couple years, maybe, but then you kind of get serious, especially if you're paying for your own education.
Yeah, which doesn't really happen too much anymore.
I did. That's why my partying always got nipped in the bud. I allowed myself one night a week, or I don't know. Then after the years went on, I got used to how to juggle it all. But
you're an exception to the rule, I'm afraid.
Well, that's sad.
It is sad.
Any kid who doesn't pay for it isn't going to appreciate how much it costs.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think that's why the partying...
You make sure you show up for class, and you make sure you do your homework if you're paying for it. Because, again, when that bill shows up, you squeak!
That's right.
I hated tuition time.
Oh, man. Very, very bad.
Squeak, squeak.
And probably from when you were in college, the fees have probably doubled since you were...
Oh, more than that. I paid $675 a semester.
Wow.
At a state university.
Oh, my God. It's probably tripled then. Since you
triple?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know. It's probably, I would say it's probably at least $10,000 a year now, isn't it?
At least. Probably.
Even for just a small college? I mean, I have no idea, honestly, but that would be my guess.
I think most people, like from what I've heard and people that I know, go through the community colleges first. And then
I wish I would have done that because it was cheaper.
Exactly. They get their bachelor's, and then they go on to the regular colleges after that. That's pretty much strategy.
Oh, well, in California, the lowest published in-state tuition and fees for public 2-year colleges, I went to a 4, is $1,424 a year and $1,696 in New Mexico. That was for 2013-14.
Wow.
The lowest published in-state tuition and fees for a public 4-year college or university was $4,004 in Wyoming and $5,885 in Alaska. So yeah, for a 4-year university, it probably is going to be close to 10 G's, I would imagine.
Yeah.
If those are your lowest published.
Wow, that's significant.
It's 10 a year times 4.
Yeah.
And then go on to advanced degrees. You got 6 or 8, 12 years. At that much, that would be a big hit.
Yeah, that's definitely, I would say that is tripled, not quadrupled.
Yeah, I just don't get why back in the mid to late 90s, I was doing training for 1,700 salespeople, and we used an online training tool that we were able to do voice and video. At that time, you had to have a dedicated fiber T1 line between the locations for your voice and video quality. But we were doing remote learning with built-in tests. I could build all the tests online and put all the documents for them to download and then give lecture, right?
Right.
And all that was in a self-enclosed little application that we were running on our network. And that was I would have to say probably 97 and 99 I was doing that.
Wow.
So where are we at now, 17 years later, and our public colleges aren't offering, and I know some are, some of the Ivy League colleges are offering entire courses on YouTube even. So, if you're like me and just enjoy learning stuff, that's great. You could take a whole class and it doesn't cost you a penny.
Right.
And to be completely honest, having to pay to get that piece of paper, though it's a requirement for, getting some sort of job, they want to see that everywhere now that you graduated, but does it really matter 20 years after the fact what the hell I got my degree in?
No.
I mean,
especially 20 years.
What I did for the 20 years after that's what matters, right?
Exactly. Absolutely.
So knowledge is knowledge, regardless if you paid for it or not.
Right.
That's why I just don't understand why, we are still allowing them to get away with making parents take a second mortgage on their house when they're moving into retirement, let's say, to pay for a child's education that then there's not really a good chance these days you're going to get a high-paying job.
That's right.
That lasts.
It just seems to be part of this wealth draining scheme that they're just taking the middle class out of this country. This is what's happening.
Yep.
It's horrible.
Sure is.
It's
Sure
freaking
is.
horrible.
And
And
you doing homeschool for college and include lots and lots of internships, I think.
yeah,
Hands-on is like the number one way to learn, like apprenticeships.
that's right. Absolutely. And really, kids aren't going into the like the skilled works either. You know what I mean? Skilled workers they're becoming an extinct variety where there's no welders out there, like automotive
Well, even into
techs.
any of them. I mean, that was the traditional, like, BOCES training that we had in high school, right? You learned automotive repair,
Yeah, wood shop.
welding, wood shop, right, cosmetology.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm even thinking, veterinary school, and I know that they do have to do residencies for like medical and that. But how about programming and things like that? Like there should be a mass program with the colleges that these kids all go for a year and they do lecture. They do theory and lecture, and then they do hands-on.
Yeah.
Think about, and when I got out of college, I was waving my piece of paper like I was supposed to have all these job offers fall out of the sky.
Right.
I got an English degree. I figured, Discover Magazine was just going to go, oh, she's arrived. Wow, what a slap in the face that was.
Yeah. And that was like back then too. I mean,
That was in the 80s,
it's
yeah.
even worse now. I mean, people fly out of there with degrees, like lawyers' degrees, and still can't find work.
Exactly. I have a personal friend that has that problem.
Oh man, what a hell of a problem to have.
Yeah, that's huge. After you
You're
spend
just-
that much money on an education, like talk about feeling duped. And you'll
Abs-
never be able to own a nice house or a decent car.
Never, ever. Even if you do get that lawyer's job.
Well, a lot of them. I mean, especially if you come in as a junior, you're bitch.
Mm-hmm. That's
what
right.
you are.
That's right. Unless you know somebody in a well-known firm,
Right. Get
it's who you know. It's not even what degree you have anymore. It's who you know.
Uh-huh.
Whose butt you can kiss.
But you have kissed.
Yes.
Or who your mom and dads have kissed.
That's right. Absolutely.
So, I'm trying to decide where to finish us up with. Let's see. We have ancient Greek tomb uncovered by archaeologists. That was a video. Post by Mr. Ozzy Skateboard on my page, which I missed this one. Good morning, Ozzy, if you're out there. Killer robots, a small step away and must be outlawed, says top UN official from the UK Telegraph. That is an article.
I saw that.
Mystery solved, sailing stones of Death Valley seen in action for the first time.
Oh, those ones that move?
Yeah, that's in
Wow.
biz.org. I didn't read this one either, if you want me to check that out.
Yeah. Those are always interesting.
Yeah, I really didn't know. Oh, there's a video.
Cool.
Oh, there's a video. I think, hopefully, this is the guy. Hold on. I don't know. I've been on, like I said, my sucker bandwidth. Maybe he'll talk. The Slithering Stones Research Initiative.
A land of austere beauty, bone-dry desert, extremes of both heat and cold. An hour's drive off paved roads lies Racetrack Playa, known for the nearly flat, mud-cracked surface of a dry lake, where rocks move through unknown forces. Until now. Most people suggest that movement is driven by hurricane-force winds blowing over rain-slicked mud. Others suggest that floating ice sheets lift rocks, describe remarkably similar trails. In 1976, Bob Sharp and Dwight Carey tested the idea that large ice sheets might move stones.
One of the experiments that we did was to create a corral about 15 feet in diameter in which two rocks were placed to see if ice had something to do with this movement. what happened during that time period is one of the rocks moved out, the other one stayed. So at least at that time, we were convinced that ice probably didn't play a role in the movement of every stone on the playa.
We tested these ideas by installing a weather station. We also embedded GPS units in our own rocks, lugged them to the playa, and there they waited for 2 years. Jim Norris explains.
So my business partner and I designed a custom GPS recorder, little module about 3 inches in diameter that we could put into stones, and we built 15 of those. Those stones are deployed out on the playa as we speak, and they were designed so that they would sit and wait. And as one of the other researchers on this project said, probably the most boring experiment ever. True, until this year.
In late November 2013, rain and snow created a shallow pond on the southern third of the playa. We observed rocks in motion December 4th, 20th, 21st, and January 9. The days dawned clear and cold with a light breeze. In the morning, the pond was covered with floating ice. Sunlight formed melt pools between large areas of still frozen pond. Ice in the center of the playa melted first. Water was blown onto the shore, causing the remaining floating ice to move. Abruptly, just before noon, the ice broke up into large moving sheets, popping and crackling all over the pond surface. In the deeper part of the pond, moving ice began to splinter and break up, leaving wakes of open water and ice chips downstream of each rock. Large ice panels, hundreds of feet across, battered some rocks into motion. By good luck and with a long camera lens, we caught some rocks moving on January 9th. In this image, the liquid water is rippled by the wind. The floating ice is darker gray. There are a series of stationary rocks not engaged by ice, and there's a moving stone. And it's off! Here we see a time-lapse set of images at about natural speed of the rock. It moves in fits and starts, pushed by the ice panel, and finally and briefly gets going. Movement is so slow that it is easy to miss, particularly if there are no stationary rocks nearby to act as reference points. This rock was about the size of a cantaloupe and was hard to find months later when the pond was gone because it moved several more times. In a sped-up version, the rock quickly stopped moving as it disengaged from the ice. The ice panel drifts out of view.
I guess the mystery's solved then.
Holy crap, I could have told you that.
That's kind of funny. He's like, this is the most boring experiment ever. Until... So there you go. Anyone who ever worried about the mystery moving rocks in Death Valley.
Wow, that's amazing.
One of the secrets of the universe.
There you go. I didn't know there was ice in Death Valley.
I knew it got really cold in the desert, but no, I didn't know really that you had sheets of ice floating around out there.
Yeah, me neither. Wow. Well, there you go. There you go.
Good way to end the Monday Labor Day holiday show.
That's right. And thank you for being on with me. That just totally made it all so much better.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were on by yourself.
Yeah, I thought you were running a rebroad this morning, so I just happened to check in. I'm like, I wonder if she remembered to run the rebroad. Nope, I'll get on there.
Oh, no, I didn't realize there was a rebroad today.
Oh, that's all right. Well, there wasn't.
Sorry.
So. That's all right. I'm glad I jumped on there. And it was funny because the first, 7 minutes I was talking with the mute button on. So
oh, no.
It was kind of a disaster.
I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, I crashed 12 hours after I got home.
Oh,
that was
good.
It. I had something to eat. The air conditioner was on because it was really hot and muggy here. It had been pouring for the whole day.
Oh.
And I don't know. That's all she wrote. I woke up and it was 7 this morning.
It was
and my kitty was so happy. He'd been there the whole 12 hours.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, he missed me horribly.
Little thing.
He's like, Mommy.
Oh, my. That's great. That's good. I'm glad you got Glad you're back in the saddle, though, too.
Well, not me. I got a lot of personal stuff. I got mountains of shit to deal with now, so
Yeah.
give me a couple weeks before I dig out.
Right on. You will. It'll happen.
Then I'm going after the school district.
Cool. Jeez.
It'll be fun. We'll have a new saga.
That's right. That's cool, though. I mean...
Oh, wait. Here's one last story.
Sure.
If anyone's been listening to me for any length of time, you know that I talked about a story at length a few years ago about the Amish who had the fight, and they went after each other's beards. And they were cutting off each other's beards, and they were convicted, too, I guess.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize what the terms of the convictions were, but they were pretty damn ridiculous. Like, the one guy got 5 years? No, wait. Here's the lead guy, Mullet, served nearly 3 years of his 15-year sentence for beard cutting, while 7 other men in the community were serving between 5 and 7 years in prison for beard cutting.
That's crazy.
The other 8 Amish convicted in the attacks either already served 1 year in prison or have returned to their communities or are about to be released from a 2-year sentence. Well, the court now has overturned the convictions in the Amish hair attacks.
What? No way.
Yeah, they did.
That's nuts.
Attacking each other and cutting their beards.
So does that mean that they've been wrongfully imprisoned?
I guess. I don't know. Or maybe they just don't think beard cutting is a crime. It's pretty crazy.
It is crazy.
Even if it was a crime, beard cutting for 15 years?
Yeah, that's bizarre. I mean...
All right, here it comes.
Oh.
Here it comes.
Are we... Oh, we're at the end.
Yep.
Very good.
Happy Monday. I must have said happy Thursday.
Thank you, Jules. Have a good holiday, you guys. Good happy Labor Day.
Yeah, everyone have a great Labor Day.
Stay tuned to soon. Thanks, Jules.
Thanks, Wendy. Have a great Monday.
You too. Talk to you soon.